through position or through experience or something like that. I used to have that, feeling that only a certain kind of people or a certain kind of people with a certain kind of age can be leaders, but it's nothing like that. So when I gone through the book, I have understood that there is no age limit. It's just that people's experience and the level of knowledge that they carry, and the main important thing is the way they can influence people. Okay, that is the main factor that makes a person a great leader. Okay, and there are different kinds of leader. If you see, for example, I'm just taking, Narendra Modi is one kind of a leader. Okay, and there are other different kinds of leaders. For example, even Hitler is a great leader, but it's in the wrong sense. Just that, they are great influencers, that's why they become great leaders. Okay, so I was reading this book, and then I was thinking, how come, in my company there are so many managers and all. So what is the difference between a manager and a leader? Then I got to know that, a manager is someone who manages people. He may not necessarily influence people in his life or in taking his decisions or anything, but a great leader, his one big quality is influencing people. It can be in any way. He can influence you in, being a better person in life, or influence you in, financially, or taking good decisions financially, or in taking good decisions in your relationship as well. Okay, I've been, very fortunate to associate with these kind of great leaders, like Kiran was mentioning, right? Vijay is one of a great leader that I've been associated with recently. Okay, because he has influenced me. Okay, then I was reading this book and I could relate these kind of things. So basically, there are 5 types of leaderships. One is the position leadership. Okay, so it is basically like, we follow them because of their position. For example, you can take as, managers or group project managers or whoever in our, corporate hierarchy. They are, we follow them because of their position. They may not necessarily be a great leader, but we have to follow them because of their positions in our corporate. Okay, next is a permission leadership. It's like a relationship kind of a thing. It's because of the relationship that you develop with them. Sometimes, they are in that position, to be or to influence us. The next is the, production stage, where, you start getting influenced by them, and you really feel that, they are the actual leaders. Okay, this is the third stage of being a, leadership material. Okay, the fourth level is basically people development. This is where, they have a huge medium where they can influence people. It can be any influencers, people who give motivational talks, or any kind of great personalities like Mahatma Gandhi, Abdul Kalam. They are like influencers. We people look up to them because of the kind of good things they have done, or the kind of influence they have on us. The last one is the pinnacle. That is like the top level of leadership, where they have already influenced a lot of people, and, they again, the people who got influenced, they start influencing the other set of people. So these are the good points that I've learned from this first chapter of, developing the leader within you. Yeah.
Thank you. That's an awesome sharing, Bharat. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Bharat.
Thanks, Kiran. Yeah.
Great. We'll take up a speaker over here.
I can go.
I'll just give you this.
Hi Bharat, Parvinder here. Parvinder here. I have one question.
Is this fine?
Parvinder here.
Yes.
Yeah. So now as you said, like you are leading a team. So you went through this chapter. There are different kind of steps to become a leader. So yeah. So like how you set your goal? Like what's your first goal? To weigh the step 1, step 2, step 3. Because reading is one part, but to go towards that point is really appreciated when the people see us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how you
Yeah.
ensuring that you will implement?
First thing that I've observed from people who are great leaders, like whoever is in my, community or whatever, what I see is like the first thing that they do is like they do what they preach. As in, like if they're, saying something, the first thing that they do is like they're good at it. Okay. So first they try to develop themselves, they become the better version of themselves. So that is when you automatically reflect those kind of influences on others. You don't have to necessarily do anything. It's the way you generally live your life. Like I've seen people closely, like this is how they are generally. So in your normal life there'll be like a normal leadership material. They take decisions, they influence people based on their decisions they take. Many a times we wait for people to take decisions, or we wait for people to instruct us, or we wait people to tell us like what to do and all. But person with a leadership material, it's not like that. He is he has that thinking process to take a decision instantly, and after that he'll influence people, or that it is a correct decision for us and for everyone. I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, great. Thanks.
Thank you, Bharat.
Thank you,
so
Bharat.
much. People who have some questions, please write it down so that we can take some short Q&A session. Maybe end last 15-20 minutes. I think that way will be easy for us to finish the speaker as well as take the questions as well. Great. I think we'll go with the next speaker. Marvi is also ready.
Hello, everyone. Many of you are new today, so I'll just introduce myself. My name is Madhavi, and I'm the program manager at a digital transformation office in Novo Nordisk. Not very proud of it, but yeah, that's how I earn my living. Apart from that, I'm also very passionate about the personal growth and personal grooming, because grooming has no limit, right? And like I told that in my last session, that being interested in success is such a wonderful quality. So thank you so much for joining me. I have been reading this book again, The Magic of Thinking Big, and I am learning wonders from this book that I will share with you today. So I was reading this chapter, Build Confidence and Destroy Fear. I am sure many of you will relate to that. So build confidence and destroy fear. Sounds very easy. We all know confidence is very important. Fear is a killer. Everything will be all right. It's just our overthinking. We all know that. But we are not able to address that. Why and how we can address that? I will try to share the mantras I am learning in this book. Try to apply that. And as I learn more, I'll be sharing it. So, many of you today, when had to introduce, had that question. Should I go first? Oh no, maybe later. Or many of you wanted to keep quiet, or there was a second thought in your mind, but you chose to be action oriented. You chose to speak. So many times what happens is, I have a presentation and I have butterflies going in my stomach. I will be so worried, a lot of thought going in my mind. I don't know how do I design flow of my talk. But the moment I start, I am in the field, I actually have a very nice flow. It happens to many of us. So when we are action oriented, we do not have fear. That is one way to reduce being confident and sounding more confident. What does that mean is, just get started, be more action oriented. That's how you can build your confidence. It has a very good message that it's only your imagination, don't worry, it's just a myth. So we hear it a lot, or we tell it to ourselves also, that don't worry too much, maybe I'm just overthinking. We think like that, but somewhere we have fear. So it's like, it's like I have a disease, but I'm not curing it, and I'm just feeling sad that, oh, I have a disease, let me not focus on that. So we should not do that. Being action oriented and addressing that issue is very important. So you should know what you are scared of. What is the root cause of it? Post it somewhere. And then they say, right, what you're weak at, you should make that as your strength. So basically what he's trying to say is, why do you fear? It could be because of your looks that you think. It could be what other people will think. It could be because of your knowledge. It could be anything. But try to find the root cause of it. Write it, post it somewhere, see it every day, and that is your biggest enemy. So what you do is, that is your enemy, which you are where you shortcome, and you try to make that as a strength. That's how you can overcome. So it gave few examples of how you can be action oriented, and how how we can plan better and perform better. So first thing was that embarrassment because of personal appearance. Many of us think that. I also used to think that when I have to go to a relative's place, somehow me and my sister always had that competition, and I always used to think that she looks very beautiful. And I used to, I used to feel somewhat shy, and when I go there, I would not talk at all. So it is about our feeling, our self-image of where we have placed ourselves. So if you think it is your look which is not helping you to boost up your confidence, all you need to do is groom yourself. Why do you think? Is it your hairstyle? Is it your look? It is the way you talk. Grooming does not always need new clothes. So you need to know, how do you groom yourself? Groom does not mean being beautiful. You could be beautiful, but you might not be groomed. You might not feel confident. So upscaling there might help you to look better. When you feel better about yourself, when you smell better, you wear clean clothes, you are well groomed, you feel more confident in the crowd, right? And there is this very successful lady that I met when I was working in Northern Trust. I think Suchitra would know her. Her name is Veda. So we were having a women leadership session, and then she told me this, which somehow got engraved in my mind, is be authentic of yourself in whatever you do. You talk, after you talk, you should not feel, I could be better than this. When you get dressed up and you go to a meeting, you should not feel, am I looking okay? I am not best of myself. Or when you cook or you do whatever, just be authentic of yourself. When you talk to anybody, meet eye-to-eye contact. Why? Because if you don't do that, soon after the meeting, you're going to feel, maybe I could be better. And that is going to hit on your confidence. So always be authentic of yourself. Fear of losing someone or something. So now, fear of losing someone or something, that's something all of us would have, right? We all get attached to things, but you can only control how much is in your control. We can never have external control in external factors in our control. I can give an example. So China, I have very high regards for China. They are very efficient and they work so much, but did they ever plan that there would be coronavirus on this day and they have to shut down their factories and sit at the home and have a BCP situation? Of course not. So what happens is, you can only control things which are in your control, and which are not in your control, you have to just be ready that when it comes, I will be able to quickly plan and I will be able to address it. The reason is that whatever, you can never have a perfect planning. You can only have a approximate planning. Second is, even if you have a perfect planning, you will not be able to execute just like your plan. Now, let us say you are able to execute also just like how you planned. There would be something that you have not at all planned, not at all related to whatever you are doing, will go wrong. And then what will you do? So that is why do not worry about the external factor. Just let it be. You know, a few years ago, I was supposed to go somewhere, meet somebody, and I was really worried how it's going to be. And I had, butterflies in my tummy thinking, what will be the question, how it is going to be. It was my first interview rather. And then this ma'am told me, क्या हो जाएगा ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, वहाँ पे लटका नहीं देगा ना, बस जॉब नहीं मिलेगा अगर ऐसा हो गया तो. Why are you thinking like that? The moment I thought that what can happen at the max? Nothing. I saw nothing can happen. And that is when I could really, really overperform. So I think that's also one of the things, to have a very high self-image about yourself and think they are also people just like you. So there is not going to be any harm. You just be yourself. You just be authentic of yourself. So that was another mantra, which is somewhere from the book and also from my experience that I wanted to share. Fear of what other people may think and say. That is something we can never control. So we have to just ignore that. We have to just be sure of what we are doing. Fear of, making bad decision. Let us say I have to buy a house, and then I don't know what if there is a litigation issue in the legality of the land, or what if something goes with the wrong? What if I lose my job tomorrow and I don't have a source of income? So you need to think about the thorough analysis, take the second opinion, understand how genuine that land is. Loan, if I don't take the loan, do I have any other source of income? I have one source of income, job, I may lose that. Do I have other source of income? So as long as you are thorough with your own planning, you are sure of what you are buying, and then you will have no fear. So just be authentic of yourself, believe in yourself, and keep rocking. Thank you so much, and live life king size.
Thank you, Madhvi. It was great. Great. I think we'll just take up people in over online who want to.
We heard Biswajit. He wanted to speak, so he has raised his hand as well. So,
Acha. Sure.
Biswajit, are you there? You just can unmute and.
Hello.
Yeah,
Can
Vishwajit,
you
if
hear me?
possible, can you switch on your video?
Oh yeah. I'm not sure how to do that.
There will be a video icon in the bottom left corner.
Okay, I've done that.
Okay, great. I'll just, make you spotlight. Now you're audible.
All right. Oh, like I remembered something about the first talk you had about the leadership. Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, Vishwajit, I think we can hear you.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good. I think Vishwajit, in case you find any difficulty in the network, you can drop your video off. Okay. I think you're good to go. You can speak.
All right. So about leadership, right? Um, so we talk about people like Hitler and everyone, and of course they are great leaders. But so from a lot of books I read, so if you kind of broaden the base a little, so I've heard this theory a lot of times. It says like a person can have three gifts, right? And those three gifts are, one is you could be an entrepreneur, the second is you could be a manager leader, and the third is you could be an artist. So what I mean by an artist is if you look at people like Leonardo da Vinci, right, or maybe Albert Einstein, they weren't great leader kind of people who could influence, but they were great artists. So we shouldn't like kind of confine us like it's great to be a leader, but it might not be the only thing you could strive for, because you could be an artist also, or you could be an entrepreneur like Steve Jobs. So that's what I wanted to talk about.
Thank you, Vishwajit. Can you also introduce yourself? I think we missed out in your introduction.
You did? No, I think I talked.
Did you? I think my bad. No issues.
All right.
Great. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Chandrajit, can you hear my voice?
Hi, yeah,
Hello?
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you as well.
Okay.
Just a second. Is it feasible for you to switch on your video? I'll just spotlight you. Yeah. Where is Chandrajit? I think you dropped off.
No, I'm here.
You're here?
Yeah.
Acha, your name sounds.
Oh,
like
sorry.
iPhone.
Yeah.
That's why I got
Sorry.
confused.
Yeah.
No
I
issues.
tried to connect through my phone because the laptop was giving some problem.
Okay.
Connectivity
In case
issue.
it is feasible for you, you can switch on your video or you can go ahead. Okay. Chal.
Yeah, it's off, right? Are you
Yeah.
able to see? Okay.
I think it's not on. No, we are not able to see you. Just a second.
Okay. Do you want me to? Oh, okay. Okay.
Because we all are here, so it will be easy for us to see you, and then it'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi.
you're visible and you're audible loud and clear.
Yeah. Okay. Hi all. My name is Charanjit Singh. I am from Pune. I've been working with the FIS Global Technology Company as a functional tester, and by Madhavi to this book club, and I would like to thank Madhavi for the same. The reason to attend this book club is that I'm not a reading buff, but I always had a curiosity, and it's something into my mind that I should learn something new apart from my daily or my career, I would say. And I think this group will give me a platform to connect with like-minded people, and how the people are thinking, and what are their thought process, and like everyone is sharing their thoughts by going through the books that they are going through. So it will be a great platform of learning and share the same in return. So that's all. Thank you again, Madhavi, for inviting me.
Thank you, Charanjit. Thank you so much. Great. I think someone logged in with Oppo F11. I don't know who is the speaker, but people while logging in, please put your name. It will be easy for us to identify. Great. We'll move to the next speaker. Swati. Swati, you want to talk? Swati, can you hear me?
Hi, Kiran. Yes, I can hear you. And it's funny because I was saying it and then my mic was still unmuted. Yeah, it's still on mute. Sorry. So I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yeah, Swati, you're audible. One request, if it is feasible for you, to switch on the video as well.
Okay. Is it okay if, okay, let me just try that. My front camera is not that great, so.
Go ahead, Swati. I think,
Yeah,
great. I'm just
okay.
yeah, I did spotlight you. Yeah, great.
Okay, thank you, Kiran. So I've been reading this book called, I've made a few notes, so I'll just go through that.
Sure.
I've been reading this book called The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz. Basically what the book says is to bring out the best in whatever we do in our everyday lives and bring out the best out of your personal relationships, your job, and basically every aspect of your life. Among that, actually, I did not read the entire book. I just picked the topic that is called Get the Action Habit. So actually, I've been wanting to do a few things, but I'm not able to get to do them because, yeah, I've been lazy. And maybe that is why this chapter attracted me to read itself. So basically, what the author is trying to say in this chapter is we often miss out on getting the action, getting things done, and just a second. And we find enough reasons for not to do certain things than to just do them because our mind keeps coming up with excuses as to why we shouldn't do it, and that is what keeps us from doing things, and that is what keeps us from taking that action. And whenever we think of something, think of doing something, it seems overwhelming, and all of those all of the time it's as easy. It's just do it. And
Swati,
I think
we lost your voice. I think your voice is a little bit breaking. I think can you switch off your video and then speak? I think that will be much better, I guess.
yeah, I'll try that. Hello.
Yes, Swati.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay. Okay, I don't know from what point my audio got lost, but the thing I was saying was that we often do not take action because we think that we come up with reasons as to why not to take action. Of course, taking action or the taking first step is not as simple as it is said in books. Um uh, so so, few of the things that we can do according to the book here is just setting goals, setting small goals, which will and accomplishing which will take us to the bigger goals. I hope I'm audible still.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, thank you. Uh, uh, so David Schwartz says that successful and unsuccessful people can be classified into two classes based on the things that they do. That is, a successful person is the one who does things and gets things done, which hence boosts his or her confidence and self-reliance. And an unsuccessful person or an average person is the one who does not do things or puts things off and hence loses confidence and leads a mediocre life. And an average person is usually the one, according to the author, is the one who waits for the conditions to be perfect. Of course, okay, I'll not collectively say we. I'll talk about myself. I used to wait for things to get perfect so that I would take action on them. I mean, perfection is overrated, as we all know that. So rather than waiting for things to get perfect and see our life spend itself, it's better to get on with things, and which will be easier for us to accomplish our goals. And other things from this book are okay. And the thing, so we come up with reasons, right? So the things that we can do to help avoid the mistakes of waiting till the conditions are perfect is we can expect the obstacles right beforehand, obstacles which might come in future, and we can have solutions beforehand for that, and uh, that is how we can battle that habit. And as soon as the problems arise, we should not have to we do not have to wait for them. We can just meet our problems head on and solve them. And the test of a successful person is not the ability to eliminate all the problems. We cannot eliminate all the problems because that is just too good to be true. But what we can rather do is meet the problems as they come, and we can work them out. So yeah, I am sorry I could not read the entire chapter either. I mean, I almost finished it. So yeah, so this is what I learned from that book. Yeah, I needed it more than anything, that I need to take action, and I hope people feel that they also need to take action on things that they've been walking out of. So that's all I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Swati. Actually, you touched the pain point. Most of us, we suffer from this disease called laziness and sluggishness. So
Yes.
all need to go into
Okay.
action habit. Thank you so
Yep.
much.
Thank you so
Great.
much.
I think now we'll take up here. Sai will be speaking.
Yeah, hi. One thing I wanna, hi, Parvinder here, this side.
Yeah, Parvinder.
Yeah, I wanna add one thing. Being a successful, you should have a very good sniffing power. What you want and what you have to take the things into the action, because life is a little bit chaos and it has a lot of stuffs to do. So if you are not good in choosing the stuff what you want to be, then there might be a hindrance you will face in your life. So you have to be very good sniffing power to do that. Your goal set is bit clear in your mind, that how you have to proceed. That is my perception, might be I'm wrong.
Thank you so much, Parvinder, for sharing this. Thank you so much. So we'll move to the next speaker. Right.
Perfect. Cool. Hey guys, my name is Sai, and I'm from Bangalore. I'm working for the PhonePe. Okay. Cool. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. Hey guys. Okay. I work for the PhonePe. I'm into the analytics team. Currently, I'm working in. So I'm having a complete 5 years of experience in all my after reaching Bangalore. So after my graduation, I started my career with the Flipkart and Ola, and now with the PhonePe. Yeah. So when I have reached out to Supra via LinkedIn. So she has shared me this book to read out the Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. And previously, I already read this book, and I want to share this first chapter experience with you guys. And yeah, here it is. The Joseph Murphy is it's like he literally speaking about how to work upon with your mind. So how can you do wonders actually? So most of the leaders which we are seeing nowadays, they are creating the wonders because they have already thought of it earlier. So I'll give an example. Let's say we are in a state where uh, like we are now here, like most of you people are from the different states and you're working in somewhere, and you already there because of you already thought of it in the earlier days. So for example, let's say I'm here standing before you because I already thought of this kind of position which I already earlier. So that's the reason. It might be a completely, so whatever the Rhonda Bryan or the Joseph Murphy is saying about your like in subconscious mind, and you were literally connected to all these things, blah blah, etc. So so yeah, so I'll explain you that clearly. So so most of the things when like when people like literally like child was born, they were thinking about like schoolings. After the schoolings, they will move into the graduation. After graduation, they will thought of the jobs. So whatever the child thinks, so child thinks about like in the schoolings. After the schoolings, they'll dream about the graduation. So after the graduation, they'll dream about the job. So each and every sector we are thinking about it. So that's the reason they are reaching out to those kind of positions like us, like an everyday we are doing it. So they have that thought process where like, so we have the thought process where we had each and every segment we are just thinking of the future. So most of the child won't think they want to become an Al Qaeda or something else. So yeah, they'll thought of like they'll dream of something else. I'll give you an example for that. So can I use this board? So I'll give a segment like, so we are in an, here it is the position. This is the +1, 0, and -1 positions. So what exactly is we are located in this neutral position every time. So whenever the time runs out, every time we will be in the neutral position. -1 is like in yesterday, to +1 will be the tomorrow. Just let us like assume in that way. So let's say yesterday you thought of, today you want to be something better. So when you reached out to this position, it will be a neutral. Again, you're thinking of tomorrow, which is like an, again, it will be a +1. Every time the time segments will be moving on to the neutral. Every time you will be in a neutral position, and what you thought yesterday, you will be like today. And when you thought what you thought like today, you will be like a tomorrow. So most of the things you should be, so what the Joseph Murphy says is like, you should be positive in all the ways, not into the negative. Let's say yesterday you thought like an, okay, dude, like I'm literally like caught into something else, I got scared or something else. So the scaring part will turn out tomorrow like something else. So yesterday you started let's say you're trying to give an interview, but you literally scared. Tomorrow you might not get a job for that. So but if you have a confidence, like for the tomorrow, if you thought of tomorrow, you might get a job tomorrow. So whatever the thoughts you are standing here today, which is already done in this yesterday. So whatever you are thinking today, you will be there in the tomorrow position. So what the so many leaders or the people who thought like Joseph Murphy or Rhonda Bryan, whatever they're telling, so if we imagine they are telling about subconscious mind, conscious mind, etc. So forget about all those things. So concentrate on today and think, be positive, and that will be reflected tomorrow. Whatever the reflections of yesterday, you will be standing in today. So that's what the main thing which I want to discuss about. So am I good? Thank you so much.
That's great, Sai. Thank you so much. We'll take up next speaker over here, Bhushan. After Bhushan, we'll come back to online.
Hello everyone. Myself Bhushan, and yeah. So so many people have talked about the leadership. I also took the topic from the 21 types of irritable leadership by John C. Maxwell. So before joining this association, actually, so I was thinking about the leader who do the politics only, right? So that's how I used to think. Leader means who do the politics, that is the leader only. But after associated with this peak impact mentorship, I got to know what is the leadership actually. Leadership is such a very, very important things in our life. Without leadership, we cannot lead our life, our career, or any profession. So that much important. I got to know, and I can see changes in myself, my life, and my profession. Anyway, so one of the stories there. Two boys are there, that Dick and Marcis, and after high school, they they went to for the Hollywood, and they got a job in the theater. And after 3-4 years, their they thought we'll start our own business. Okay, and they started their own theater, but after 3-4 years, it was not working, and they closed. After that, they again started. So it was about 1930. After 3-4 years, they again started a restaurant. One restaurant that his name is like name was like a restaurant in Drive. And after 3-4 years, uh, they got successful. They were so much successful, and they created turnover like $200,000. Okay, and they become the successful. Slowly, they try to change their by 1940. They try to change their restaurant things, and they focused only burgers. Okay, and now so they become successful more, and by the 1950 uh, they try to expand their business, and they tried also in California, in different cities, but they could not succeed because of they didn't have the proper vision. And by the time some person came, that his name was Ray Kroc. Ray Kroc was a founder of that milkshake machine. Okay, and that big Dick and Moses brothers are the customer, and he saw their hotel is restaurant is was his future, and he wanted to national wise, and he wanted to expand in the different cities, different countries. Okay, and he took the ownership and become the partner, and he did the hard work 8 years. He even didn't take the his salary even, and after 8 years he was able to expand. So that was the franchisee. So he was able to expand 100 franchisee in the USA, and that franchisee name was the McDonald's. So McDonald's, the brother who founded right, the Dick and Mauritius, they are so, but they didn't have that leadership and the vision to expand their business. But Rick came, and he had that vision and the leadership quality, and because of that, McDonald's today is expanded in like 120 countries with 38,000 franchisee. So that this is a law of the leadership, is the lead of leadership. Okay, lead means our personal leadership. So how can we apply that law of lead? Through the personal commitment. So let's say we can create some goals in this year, like 4 to 5 goal, when we can execute that one, and we can take some mentors like our manager or our wife or anyone, and consulted with them how I am doing. So that's how we can improve ourselves, and we can influence to others. So this is my topic, and thank you.
So we'll come back to online folks right now. We'll take 3, 4, 5, close to 5 speakers are there. We'll start with Surbhi. Surbhi, you can go ahead with your talk. In case you can unmute and also switch on your video, it'll be great.
Yeah, hi Kiran, thank you. So today I'll be talking about Notes to Myself. So this is a book written by Hug Prater, and this is a very interesting book that I have read so far. I am not a reader, but I have read very few books in my lifetime. But this book and this writer has written everything in a very poetic form. Every line and every paragraph is almost like a poetic version. So this book is about a journal of a very young man, and how is his struggle to becoming a better person. let me start. There are 3 different chapters to this book. Firstly, it gets very difficult if you just listen to what am I saying, rather than you can feel it when you start reading this book, and you'll understand it very clearly. So there is something called as productivity guilt, which we face every day in our today's fast-paced world. What is productivity guilt? So we often judge our day by how much we have accomplished. So say for example, you are a musician, so you haven't played guitar in an entire day, or you haven't sung anything. So you start feeling depressed, and you start feeling कि यार आज मैंने कुछ भी नहीं किया, आज I haven't played any guitar. So today's day has been wasted completely. So why not? So you are just staying in the moment is all he is talking about. You're holding a cat and it's just asleep in your arms. Then why not live in the present moment? What is more than to it? Just enjoy the feeling. So yeah, this is one part. And then perfectionism is a slow death. So if everything were to turn out as we planned and as we wanted, we would have never experienced anything new. So mistakes will make us experience something unexpected and new every day. So there he has beautifully said about mistakes are very important part of our life. And the key to our motivation is to look how far we have come from where we have started, and not how far we have gone. And this book also doesn't interestingly have no page numbers on this. So that is what he's also given another message कि यार आपने इतना पढ़ा है, हमको इतना और कितना पढ़ना है. There are not even a single page number on this book starting from any page. So there are also one more message that he has given with a small gesture by not adding any page numbers. So let me also give one more poem that he has very beautifully written. It is a very deeply connected, and I have not understood entire meaning of it, but yes, sometime in my life I might understand. So eloquence is sometimes lyrical, sometimes powerful, but unless it includes love, unless the words caress the heart as well as the ear, it is a beauty that inspires but doesn't heal. So at last, what the Hug Prather wants to say here is, being real is a more process of letting go than it is the effort of becoming. So how much we let go in the process of growth is what all we are all about. We don't really have to become ourselves, although at times it feels this way. We already are what we are. And this is both the simplest and the hardest thing for us to realize. Thank you.
Thank you, Surbhi. Right on time.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So we'll take up the next speaker. Chandrajit, would you like to speak? So after Chandrajit,
I
we'll
will
take
speak.
Padmini, Parminder and Divya. And then we'll take up one more speaker online, then we'll come back here.
Sure. So can I go ahead?
Yeah, can you switch on the video, Chandrajit, if it is feasible?
Is it fine? Okay. Okay. So I would like to talk about. I haven't read even the complete chapter, but whatever learning that I have got from the chapter that I've been reading right now. So I will share related the same. So I've been reading a book written by Napoleon Hill. So this the name of the book is Think and Grow Rich. Okay, so this book talks about your thoughts and your burning desire makes you what you want in your life. If you have a strong desire to achieve anything in your life, and no matter what of that goal is, if you will have a strong desire, you will definitely achieve the same. So you should not, I would say, even a 1% doubt in your mind that how you will achieve it. You should focus on this is what you want in your life, and this is going to happen. So there is a story which I've read in this book. So here there was a person named Edwin C. Bain. He was an ordinary American citizen. So he had his desire to do the business with the uh, the great inventor Edison. Okay, but he didn't know how he would do the same. But he had a strong desire, and he didn't even miss even a single day to think about the same that he actually wanted to do a business with him. So he had the strong desire for the same, and eventually after 5 years he was able to do the business with Edison. This made possible only because he had a uh, continuously in his mind that he would be able to do it. So the the key learning from this chapter, I would say, for all of us, that if you have a strong desire for anything to achieve in your life, no matter how tough that is, you will definitely find a way to achieve the same. You shouldn't bother about, though you will have to face and come across the difficulties, but that difficulties should not make you feel down that and you should give up on your dream. Keep chasing your dream, and think about that goal every day. You shouldn't even miss to think about that thing even a single day. I would like to give my example as well. Actually, I'm not a IT professional. Earlier I was working in investment banking operations industry, but somehow it was into my mind that I really wanted to work as a business analyst in IT industry. So with my last two organizations, I was into role of financial analyst. But uh, I had a desire like, okay, one day I would make it possible. But then what I did, I started working on myself. I learned some technical skills to keep myself upgrade what the market is looking for and what the companies are looking for that profile. And I had gone through so many interviews, but I didn't give up. I failed multiple times, I would say, but every time I learned something new in every interview. And even the current organization that I've been working with, I rejected 2 times, but I was so determined to go for that role. Again, last year, I got a chance to give the interview there, so I didn't think that okay, this time whether I would fail or not. I say ki I already have given 2 try, so why not this time I should try again. So I gave my 100%, I would say, and finally I was able to crack it. So the nutshell, I would say that ki if you have a strong desire for everything, just keep into your mind and keep uh, reminding yourself that yes, you can do it and you will finally make it. So that was a lesson that I can correlate with my personal life. So thank you.
Thank you, Chandrila. It was great hearing your story as well from the topic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome.
Great. So we'll take Padmini. Are you online?
Hey Kiran, like this is the first week that I'm joining this session, so I don't really have anything prepared.
Cool, cool. We'll take
I
it.
just
Take you
wanted
maybe.
to see, yeah.
Did you introduce yourself as well in the starting of the call?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Yeah, Divya, are you online?
Hello.
Hey, hi Divya. You can go ahead in case you're
Yeah,
prepared.
same with me as well, Kiran. I'd be ready with it next week.
Cool, awesome. Thank you so much. So I think Sapu is prepared. Sapu, are you there?
Yeah. Hi, Kiran.
Yes, Sapu, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
You
Hi,
can switch on your
everybody.
video in case it is visible for you, and also introduce yourself.
Kind of network glitches, so
Okay, cool. No issue. Go ahead.
that will be a kind of problem. Anyway, today I have taken a chapter from the book "What to Say When You Talk to Yourself." So basically, the author starts by questioning everybody, like, what is exactly do we want from our life, or what is exactly do we need? Like, if we generally ask this question, what most of us would answer, if we make it a generalized guess, it would be like most of them or everybody of us would be like talking about a successful job, a career, a good family life, a reasonable financial security. Right. So if all of these things are the only thing, or at least the generalized things that in some way or the other way we all want, what is it that exactly standing in our way in achieving all of this in it? The answer, as per the author, is life. And then he's asking, he mentions that what could be the probable answer to life itself. There could be, what are the ways we try to find solutions? Some of us try to turn back to self-help books. So some of us do high level of goal settings, organize our days, prioritize things to accomplish all of these of our dreams. But then authors also questions, if all of these things are already there, if all of these solutions are already there, then why are people still failing? What is it is that is missing? Why are we still not happy and successful in whatever we are currently doing or whatever we want to achieve? We often tends to seminar, pep talks, listen to great speeches on YouTube or any of the social platforms. But why is it not making a difference? Or why is it, it makes you, inspire you for a little time and then it just goes away? So all these are the basic questions the author has pointed out to everybody, whoever is reading the book. And in the end, just to hint to the probable solution, he says that because that's not how our brain works. And why is that? Can anybody think why the author is saying this particular thing?
People can unmute and speak in case they want to add any comments.
If any of you want to add comment, please unmute yourself and share.
Sapu, you can share the answer.
Okay. So, it's
I want to share.
yeah. So
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think someone.
Maybe it's because sometimes it's because of external motivation. If it is really internal motivation, we'll keep it going forward. Or if we have a fixed goal in mind or what we really want in life, if we are aware of it, we'll keep going forward. In case if we don't know what we want in life and we are just doing things because we have to do it, then it may not last for long.
right,
That's why we keep.
Precisely very very close to the answer. And I mean, like, it's almost the same answer what the author has mentioned. The only thing is he has changed the wording. His answer to the has been repetition. Repetition is the solution, and repetition is the answer to everything we are doing. It's just because we are missing the part repetition. We are not repeating it enough to convince ourselves. We are not doing it enough to convince ourselves. That's all.
Great. Thank you, Sapu. It was great talk.
Thank you.
Great. Anyone else want to speak from online folks? We'll switch to offline then. Great. People can raise their hand or just Parvinder. I think you can speak.
Yeah. Hi, Kiran. Today is my first week I joined this club. But long back I was reading one book. I didn't remember the book name. They have mentioned the patience comes from the peaceful mind. The patience comes from the peaceful mind. Is it true? Then I have to analysis on the basis what he said is right or not. So what happened, because I'm a software professional, so we have a two kind of we are using two kind of databases. One is called the analytical purpose and another one is the transactional. So I was thinking, why can't I use my mind as a at one time as an analytical purpose and during the transactional time. So analytical purpose, you have the very good vision what to segregate and what to process, because if you process all the data, your mind can't be a peaceful mind, and you don't have the patience. So when coming to the transactional base means like you are taking the actions over what you are looking for. This segregation, you did the analysis over the thoughts what you are thinking at the time. After that you need to do the transaction here means the actions what you need to take at the time. So might be a chances those transaction will fail. So you have the failover scenario, how you have to cover up those failover scenario, whether it's really worth for you or not. If it is really worth for you, as I earlier mentioned, we have a very good sniffing power. So based on that, we have to again process in the analytics and again try to do the transaction, so that until and unless the repetition part what before the speaker told about, so that I want to share. And thanks.
Thank you, Parvinder, for your short and crisp talk.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Good. Then we'll move to our offline speakers now. Go fast.
Hello everyone, this is Puneet. I am a mechanical engineer. I work for a company called IMPL, which is nearby Murugesh Palya. So I was reading this book called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, first chapter. Looking for a better way. So I will tell you an example. Everybody has seen this film called like Super 30, right? Correct? You have not seen?
Yes, we saw.
I didn't see.
I think you should first go and watch that film. Today itself. Yeah, it's there in Hotstar, like Bharat says. Yeah, in that film, Hrithik Roshan, he says to the children, there are like two types of people in the world. One is called like Bhola and one is Bholu. Correct? Have you ever remembered that one?
Bhola, you know what is Bolo?
I will tell you in a bit. See, Bholu is that one person who has everything, who is like successful in his life or more happier than anybody. And Bholu, he has some issues with like not prospering anything, and he'll be always like negative towards others. So what stops Bholu to become Bhola? What is that barrier which stops? If I want to be like more happier and more proactive than Kiran, then what stops me being like him? No. Hard work. Hard work is the only thing which stops. Everybody has 24 hours. Even Kiran has 24 hours. Even I have 24 hours. He is like more, if I say something, Kiran, tell me this, I didn't understand. He will have just like, answers like that. Why? Because he was working, even though in late night somewhere else, he had all, putting up like building blocks one by one. And what I did, I was sleeping. So everybody I think even in your job place also, you find people no, Are ye kaise? He's like more proactive than me. What stops you being more proactive than those people? Why can't you become more proactive than them and show your boss that you are the best? The only thing which stops is like hard work or excuse to ourselves that we give. So I think we should better change our mindset and like Supra said, mindset, that was the one, and hard work, and we have to keep on trying until we achieve that position. And thank you.
Why we need to show to the boss? Because it's not for boss, it's for us what we want to be.
Absolutely, Parvinder. Just a perspective thought.
I think now it's like increment time that you have to show. नहीं तो increment कट जाएगी अभी तो.
सही है.
Correct ना?
Correct, एकदम जकास.
Great, awesome. Good. Next, Supra.
Hi and good evening, everyone. So I believe the book club is going awesome. I'm literally very excited to share. And today I'll be talking about the same book which I picked it the last week, Personality Plus by Florence Litter. So basically, I wanted to say about this 4 personality which we were talking last time. I'm going to summarize a little bit so people can catch on that. So there are 4 different personality people. So personality doesn't means only the look wise or anything. It's the temperament of the people. So when we interact with people in our day-to-day life, when we meet someone, when we talk to an individual, we just have some notion about them. So when you read this particular book and pick and know something about them, you can just make out, yeah, this particular person fits into this particular personality. I'll be talking about it. So when you get to know that this particular person fits into that, you accordingly can take the shape of it and try to have an interaction with the person. Let's assume I fall in one of the category named sanguine, and I am talking to a person who is melancholy. So the book says that this both are the opposite personality. Sanguine personality people are very jolly, serious, excited. They love a lot of talking. They love fun, enjoyment. They can just make people friend like anything. So let's assume melancholy, the complete opposite. Just think how that person will be. I'm coming and talking to you and you're not even responding to me. Still the sanguine people, no, they are least bothered. They just go again and they talk about it. They start the topic again and again. So after some time, if I have read this book, being a sanguine, I know that, yeah, this person is melancholy and I'm sanguine. So what I do, accordingly, I can act with that person. I talk to the topic or the point that person would be interested about. The other personality which we can talk about is choleric. This, see, if you, when I'm talking about a personality, just see if this features matches with you, your friends, your family, or anyone. You can just think about it. Someone in the talk when we were listening today just said that he gave an interview and he made a determination that he is going to get and clear it. So he falls under choleric. Strong people, bold, leadership, they want things to be done as per them, very orderly, great. So they are choleric. They are like born leaders, you can say, or they love to lead. They want things as per their control, and also choleric people fall under this category. Coming to the phlegmatic people, they are very calm, very peace. So don't confuse between melancholy and phlegmatic people. Phlegmatic people are like, if they're like those things, if you have told them something and if they're working on thing in a very focused way, they just go on that and they're very focused. So if you can root that people or channelize those kind of people in your friends, family, or even your kids, anyone at home, if you know. So it is very difficult for parents actually to understand this kind of personality. So they have to do trial and error method. If they're working on something and they fail, we generally what we do is we discourage them or something, but you should not do that. They need to do trial and error until then they find their best options. So these are the 4 temperament. Today I'll be talking about an assignment which the author talks in this book. I'll be calling out some of the words, very interesting. And just I'll be calling hardly 10 to 15. I cannot cover all the 40 words. So we'll see we all fall under which category. So this is a very interesting assignment we'll be doing. I'll finish up it in within 30 seconds or a minute. Okay, so if you feel this word is for you, only that you keep in mind, rest you can ignore. So you can categorize yourself what you fall under. And if it is a even or odd number, you're going to tell me in the last, and just we'll see how it goes. Adventurous, submissive, refreshing, planner, orderly, friendly, daring, cheerful, okay, thoughtful, a good listener, perfectionist, adaptable, playful, bold, sociable, talker, behaved, optimistic, inspiring, mixing, lively. I'll not be taking more. And this is the strength of an individual. Coming to the weaknesses part, bossy, frank, blank, unpredictable, argumentative, moody, stubborn, loud, short-tempered, and changeable. So from this, if you think you have some words you have picked actually for yourself, and if it falls into the even or odd number, this you have to go and read the book now, because this is more exciting. I did not want to complete everything because I wanted everyone to read that and see when you get these words, when you're crossing over the words, you get a combination of personality. So here it doesn't mean that you fall under one personality person. It's a combination of personality. So as I said, if I was sanguine, after doing this assessment, I realized that I was not a sanguine. I was more of a choleric and then a sanguine. So it's more of choleric and then sanguine. Yeah, I'm talkative. I interact with people, but at times, yeah, I'm reserved as well. I'm actually bold, very independent. So yeah, I realized, oh, I'm choleric, but some things are very weaknesses and negative. You don't want anything negative about you, right? So at that point of time, that's okay, something good is there in that. So it is said that at time when we get to know our strengths and weaknesses, we have to learn and change ourselves. So this book doesn't mean to say that I'm this and I have to be with this. When you get to know a personality and it is really good enough, if you're a melancholy or a phlegmatic, it doesn't mean that you have to sit with that personality. Try to get some other personalities, gel out with people, make some features of sanguine, be some choleric, take some leadership role if you think that you have to grow in the success ladder or something. So that's all from my side on this topic, and I wanted everyone to read this book, so I just called out those assignment things. And yeah, let's meet in the next week again, everyone. Thank you so much.
Awesome, Supra. Great. So anyone, Ripudaman, you want to speak? Anything? You? Then I'll
Hi, Kiran. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, Chandra.
Before winding up, if whosoever has shared their experience, if they can just, if we can get a list of the books that they have
Sure.
talked about.
Chandrajit, can you just check the chat? People who have spoken from the book, they can just put the book's name in the chat box so that other people can take the reference.
Yeah. That would be great. Thanks, Kiran.
And people also can share their experiences if they want to appreciate anyone or say about anyone that how are they finding the session or talks. Just encourage each other. The agenda of having the book club is not only to speak, become a better person, become a good communicator, but also to inspire each other to grow, because it is not a competition here, right? Someone speaks well, someone maybe learning how to speak, maybe someone is putting his life experience in the in the topic as well. Agenda is that we can become our best version of ourselves so that we can help each other to grow, right? So this is Kiran here. I'll just share you a very interesting story. I read that story with amazing book. So how many of you know there's a school called Harvard Business School? Everyone knows about it. तो कितना को पता है कि उसमें से कोई ऐसे ही लोग घुस नहीं जाते? So people don't go inside just like that, right? So people really have to work hard and they have to be quite talented to get inside the school. And another tough task is that to come out of the school as well. You see so many people going out, going inside, but hardly people come out also, right? So there was a study conducted in Harvard Business School in around 1979. And the study was to understand the mindset and perspective of the graduates of Harvard Business School in the year of 1979. They wanted to see in the whole bunch of, maybe class 1978 and 1979, how many of them has set their goals, how many of them has set the goals and have made their plans, and how many of them are acting towards the goals? And I'll tell you the statistics. So the statistics was 84% people were people like all of us. We are all, chilled out. We all come from probably got good background. We have struggled. We had some success in our past. We're doing pretty good in our life, and we're least bothered about our future. हम लोग flow में बहते जा रहे हैं. जैसे kite होता है ना, if you just flow the kite across the cloud, kite just goes in its own direction as the air takes you up. So most of us like that. So in the same study as well, 84% people were like that. And after that, there were around close to 17% of people are around them who had set of goals, who had some vision in their mind कि यार नहीं next 5 साल 10 साल में कुछ तो life में करना है, ऐसा कुछ बन के दिखाना है, ऐसी life जीनी है. They had some set of goals, but they've never written down their goals. They never shared their goals to anyone. Not they were very active towards their goal, but they had some thoughts in their mind. And the last 3%, these 3% people were people who before coming to Harvard, they knew why they are going to Harvard. They have written down their goals explicitly. They were following up on their goals day by day by day. And even after graduating out of the school, they also, again, they continued following their goals, what they've written. And trust me, friends, after this, graduation in 1979, the author and the study again started, evaluating them, what happened to those people after 10 years. Now, you won't believe it, this, statistic, what it comes. 84%, let's say 84% people had some kind of output, with kind of financial output or the spiritual output or the health output. Let's say they have output called X. Now the 17% were actually earning twice of X. If 84% people are earning some amount, these people who had some thoughts in their mind, they were little better off, than those 84% people. But the astounding fact was that those 3% people, they had amazing facts. They were 10x ahead of 97% people combined. And the study showed it. One thing is to start thinking about your life, thinking about how do you want to visualize your life in next maybe 5 or 10 years. And if you are not clear, at least be around people who are clear so that you will start thinking about it. Once you think about it, write down your goals, start looking for different game plans so that you can fulfill your dreams and goals, and ultimately start following by action. And needless to say, it's more of like compound effect. And we all have seen, we all have YouTube, we have Google in our hand as well. Just Google it out and you'll find the stats exactly true. So this is what I wanted to cover. And this is not my own, theory or my own talk. I read this book called Goals by Brian Tracy, and he covers this with his, preface. Just a second, I think someone is not muted. You can use the phone. Someone is not muted. Can you please mute yourself, people who are not? I hope I'm audible now. Great. So the story comes from the book called Goals by Brian Tracy. It's an amazing book. Trust me, friends, it's not that I didn't read that book, but I read it almost 3, 4, 5 years back. And that time, you're quite young, and your flow of thoughts are quite different. Your experiences in life is different. And my thought pattern was different. Although I knew this information, but I don't think I've really applied those information maybe up to at least 60% of my life. And that is the reason where I am right now is output of my thoughts and the clarity of goals and dreams I carried. So this book I'll highly recommend you. And the other thing I also wanted to appreciate, I think Madhvi, Supra, and Viswajit, so many of you have really participated and made the book club really awesome. I really thank you, everyone, because without you guys' support, it is very difficult for us to run this club, and so that we all can grow together. And last but not the least, so the inception of book club came out of one person's idea called Vijay. Vijay is IIT Chennai alumni, and he is a passionate teacher. Trust me, he's one person in my life. I am alumni of IIT Kharagpur, so I'll tell you, 5 years back, I had tremendous ego. यार मैं तो IIT का बंदा हूँ, I won't listen to anyone, I don't care about anyone, I can't use few words which I wanted to use, but then, I had that kind of attitude, very arrogant, very aggressive. But the moment I met Vijay, I realized, यार life में बस उतना ही है क्या? You can achieve much more can you imagine, and you can grow your peak potential only when you become humble and only when you're open-minded to learn and grow and start applying in your life. And Vijay shared a wonderful story of Velcro, which I won't be sharing right now. It is a secret for you. But after listening to his, talk, I had a, transformation in my mind that I will leave my arrogance, although I could not leave completely. It's still in process, little bit is there. But I thought I will become a good student again, which I was. And I started following his learnings. And because he was already a very successful speaker, international speaker, he had a successful business as well. I started following him step by step. I started following in what kind of daily habits he used to do. And recently, he also became a certified coach from John C. Maxwell, team. If you're aware of John C. Maxwell books, if you've read about it, you already know how big the person is. Vijay is one of the speaker. And Vijay in this year thought that if you are at a very successful level, the best way to help out people is to share the learnings and the wisdom which you gain out of the life. And why, if we can learn from people's experiences, then we can grow faster. So we just started this organization called Peak Impact Mentorship in the sole purpose of impacting 1 lakh people in this year to 2020 in making their life better and helping to bring out the best of the best. And we started with weekend events. Vijay took up the course called 15 Laws of Growth by John Maxwell. I'll just share the links what I was talking. I'll just share over the chat later. So that course cost exactly $700 if you just Google it out. But because Vijay is a certified coach, he got it for free. And then we decided, let's not keep it. Let's share it with everyone and everyone can utilize. And within just 4 or 5 weeks, you won't believe it, we covered law of intentionality, law of awareness, law of design, and law of trade-off. Amazing laws. Just by name, you can just imagine the magnitude of the content it might have. In fact, this weekend, Vijay is thinking to cover law of environment. Every one of us knew, right? Sangati ka rangati. Whoever you spend time most with, ultimately your thoughts becomes like that. अगर आप बचपन से बड़े हुए हो, आपकी संगति के कारण आपका दिमाग, your brain is tuned towards it. And if you are a parent, unless and until we create a growth environment in our home, children won't get the right values. Not only in home, you see in your corporate as well. If you don't like the team where you're working, if you're not stressed, if you're not feeling inspired, would you really work coming the next day? Not really, right? So this weekend, we will be covering few important points where you implement in your life so that you can create that environment to grow. How awesome it would be, right? So this is what I wanted to share. And last but not the least, there's also an amazing book. There's a principle called success, in an acronym. So I'll be talking about an acronym called success, which will help you to become a better communicator. So I'll end with a short, story. Just imagine. So if people who are young or not young, I don't know, but imagine you have a girlfriend. If you're a boy, or if you're a girl, imagine you have a boyfriend. You are taking up a walk in very dark place. You're taking a road, you're taking a road trip, and suddenly your car gets punctured. And रात को आपका car puncture हो जाता है, and गाड़ी उधर है, and then it is very scary as well. And you look around, nobody is there. You only have each other, so you hold each other's hand very tightly. And then you start calling all those, service guy ki yaar jaldi aao theek karo kya hai, you start becoming very, nervous. And then what happens? Suddenly, you go out and you check that, tire the carburetor is also, very heat. You have to put some water. And the boy tells ki ek kaam karo, tum idhar wait karo. He tells to the girlfriend, I'll just go in just few minutes. I'll just see wherever water is there. I'll just bring the water and then put the carburetor, will be good to go. And he just goes off, and this girl is too scared. When anyone would be very scared at that night time. And she started wondering. She just stares around across, here and there. And suddenly, while she's just front of the car, in just front of the car bonnet, she says she sees a shadow coming up in the car, just front of the car. It was scary. She didn't want to look back what it is, but she saw the shadow started, moving up and down, up and down, up and down. And all of a sudden, the moment she, looks back, she found dead body hanging up. Can you believe it? So scary. And if you see, the story is very simple, and I'm sure you'll never forget this story. It'll always ring in your mind. It's night time. You will not go in the dark time also. Actually, the reason I shared this story is to tell you an art of communicating any of your message. There's an acronym called SUCCESS, which success means success ka jo S hai na, it has to be story format, which is what I made it. The other principle, UCCES, I'll cover in the next book club. So it was great, meeting you all, friends. So good night and see you soon. Thank you so much. Yeah, Madhuri.
Yeah, so one last thing that I wanted to add is thank you so much, first of all, for joining and the great session. A lot of good speaking and a lot of energy. What I love is everybody is young and enthusiastic, and you have made this choice to be part of the book club. It is our book club. It is your book club. So yeah, so invite your friends also who you think would be a good contributor to our book club. Like I said, it is your book club. So thank you so much. And I think Karthik also has something to share. Why don't you come here, Karthik?
Thanks, Madhabi. Hi all, this is Karthik here. I just want to introduce myself. This is my first book club, and yeah, sorry. Yeah, like my I work as a senior software engineer with IQVIA, and my wife and Madhabi were ex-colleagues. And thanks, Kiran, also for like accommodating me here today and tonight. Hope you guys will have a great weekend. Sorry, long weekend. Okay, and one more thing is like as Kiran was sharing, I got through a couple of videos from Vijay, who's the founder of Peak Impact Mentorship. We have some videos on YouTube, and I really got connected to whatever Vijay was telling about. It was like as if he was talking to me, because he has covered so many things and all. That's how I really got connected to him. And as yeah, like Kiran was telling, we have them. Some people don't have this materials, but some people do have it. But how to like use it in the right direction? The direction is the thing which I was missing. So I wanted to get into that direction. Like that's how I landed up here. So probably next time I'll share something about one of the books which I am going to read this week. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Good night.
So we are done for the day, friends. Good night. See you soon. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.